to me. I need you calming me down.
Hello and welcome to another Redline Tech review. It's been a long time since our last review, so we're hoping to get a really interesting and really different kind of review around this time. We've done motherboards and graphics cards and RAM so far, but today we want to tackle something that's equally important, but something that isn't focused on much, audio. And with me I have one of my oldest friends. We have the artist V here as a musical consultant to give us his take on the headphones we have on show. Before we start, V, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Well, I like bananas. I'm kidding. So basically, I'm recording my album in the studio. Well, I have a home studio, so I'm using that to kind of get my singles done and whatnot. I have 4 tracks out at the moment. I did a cover of Exalien last year, which got,
I heard that went big viral.
I wouldn't say
YouTube
crazy viral, but yeah. So if you didn't know who I was, that's probably where you can sort of remember me, or you can check my stuff out.
And if you want to check out the track, we'll have some links down below for you to check it out.
Comment, subscribe, like, let us know what you think.
Absolutely. So moving on to review, we are actually going to tackle some audio enthusiast class headphones. So we're not really tackling your regular computer headset. We're going to be tackling the kind of headsets that you're going to want to use if you're a musical enthusiast and you want the best sound quality. You don't always have to spend top dollar. There are some great budget headsets out there, and one of the best brands making them right now is a brand called AKG. So for those of you who do not know who AKG is, they are a headphone brand currently owned by Harman Kardon. Harman Kardon are a huge brand when it comes to high-end audio, when it comes to speakers. They've been around for ages, for I think over 100 years. We have about 4 headsets of theirs under review right now. We're going to start with the K77 Perception. This particular headset retails right now at our store for about 7,500 rupees, which to the layman who's used to spending only about 1,500, 2,000 rupees on his headset, it's going to seem like a lot of money. But for those of you who have listened to high-end audio, you already know 7,500 is a pretty cheap headset in terms of price. And in terms of quality, it's arguably the best headset I've personally listened to under 10,000. And what do you think?
Well, we have the headset right here, so this is what you're gonna get, essentially. First thing that struck me about this is the length of the cable, because I'm very sort of particular about the kind of headsets I use when it's little stuff like that initially I look for, because I want to be able to sit back in my studio and listen, to be able to listen to music, for a long period.
And that's what it comes down to, that these headphones are catered towards maybe people who are recording at home,
right.
Enthusiasts who have maybe hi-fi systems, so not everyone is going to be next to a phone, or they're not going to necessarily want to listen to music off their phone or off their iPod, off their computer. They're probably going to have an amp, they're probably going to have some high-end audio gear, so they've made the length of the cord
I think this is about
extra
6
long. It's a good 5 feet at least.
Yeah, so you're getting good sort of length for that. Another thing I noticed was the comfort on these. They're actually not that taxing on the ears. I usually like to have the headphones that I listen to. I don't want to have them too taxing against my ears. I don't want to press them too hard against my ears. So I think for like long hours of listening to music, this is sort of a good sort of buy. In terms of sound quality, though, to me personally, I found that there's a bit too much compression in the mid ranges and towards the upper ranges. There is a little bit of I suppose boost where the lower edge is concerned. So if you're like a dance music fan, if you like music with a lot of thump in it, so you definitely want to give this a shot and kind of consider this as an option.
So in reference to some of the higher end headphones, these really are budget level. We're talking Sennheiser HD 201,
right.
202, maybe the M20s when it comes to the Audio Technicas. The bass, when we say that it's a thump, what we're actually referring to is not the kind of heavy bass you're probably used to listening to off maybe Dre's or Monster headphones or even Skull Candy for that matter. It's not overbearing bass which is completely just like ruins like the clarity of the mids and the highs. It's very accurate bass. The kind of bass where you can actually discern it as like a different instrument.
Right.
We're going to skip right over to the highest end headset that we have in-house right now. This is by no means the highest end headset from AKG. They have headsets ranging all the way up to $1,000, which is like well over a lakh. But this is only 14,000 in comparison, so it's quite cheap. But again, these are labeled the K121 Studios. The reason why they are labeled as studios is because they're not overemphasizing the bass or the mids or the highs. They're trying to reproduce the sound as accurately as possible as the price range will allow with the materials that go in, and it's actually catered towards people like you.
Right. Yeah, to me, this would definitely be like, I was listening to this before, and this would definitely be like the cream of the crop for me. With all due respect, the rest of the brands, this to me gives me. I like to listen to my music flat, and when I mean flat, I don't mean in a negative sense flat, but I want all the frequencies to be there. I want to be able to hear my bass here. I want to be able to hear my guitars and my pianos, and I think good acoustic or good studio headsets definitely have that sort of advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And so this would definitely be the sort of headphone that I would use.
Where are the headphones?
And plus, you're getting like 10 feet of cable, so you can just kind of sit back in your chair, on a Sunday and just listen to music non-stop.
I think one thing I really like about this headset is that the mounting mechanism. It's these are essentially, as you can see here, they're auto adjustable. So they're unlike other headsets where you have to pull it out to adjust it to your head. This you just put it on and they just pull down. So it just adjusts your head just perfectly. And one thing I noticed about the AKGs is they're well built. They're solid. Maybe not the most solid headphones we found on the lower end. I feel like Sennheiser slightly better built.
Right.
But in terms of comfort, these are some pretty comfortable headphones. So if you ever use cheap headphones and you've sat in front of your computer and after an hour or two your ears start hurting and they start getting really uncomfortable, which is the case with a lot of cheap headsets. You wear something like this, 6 to 10 hours down the line you can barely tell that you still have it on there.
Yeah, it's very soft, and the sponges are very soft too, so it doesn't really tax your ears. So definitely, this would definitely be the bang for the buck for it.
You can't really drive these that well off, I would say, phones either.
Right.
Phones or iPods do a decent job and it's pretty loud, but I would say maybe drive these off maybe your stereo at home.
Or maybe interface or
exactly.
interfaces.
Something that can really give it more power, and then they would really shine. So what's your take on the AKG range so far? The initial
I like it.
pros?
To me, overall, I don't like music that is compressed. I like to have the elements of the songs to be there as raw as possible. I guess being an artist, I sort of want to be able to hear what the guitarist is actually playing rather than that being compensated or drowned by heavy bass or the low ends of a guitar being boosted up.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, this would be a very good buy. And like you said, it's not the highest end that AKG's got to offer.
Not.
Definitely semi-professional, open-ear, semi-open headphones. This would definitely be a good place to start.